In the heart of Iran, far from the big cities and busy roads, there is a world that few know. A place where people live just as their ancestors did for centuries, following the seasons, guiding herds through mountains and plains, enduring the scorching heat of summer and the biting cold of winter. They are the Iranian nomads, guardians of traditions, stories, and a way of life that resists the passage of time. Here, every day is a new challenge, setting up and taking down camps, caring for animals, fetching water, and preparing simple yet flavorful meals. Life is tough, but it's also full of beautiful moments. The sunrise over the mountains, the smell of freshly baked bread on the griddle, the laughter of children running through the fields. And today, you'll get to know this unique routine up close, to understand how they survive and what keeps them so deeply connected to their land and culture. So come with me. What's ahead will transport you to an Iran few have ever seen. The nomads of Iran form unique communities, inheritors of a way of life that has endured for centuries. Spread across different regions, they move according to the seasons, always seeking the best pastures and climates for their herds. When winter approaches, they descend to lower, warmer areas. In summer, they head up into the mountains, where the grass is green and water more plentiful. Their homes are tents made from goat's wool, known as black tents. They are lightweight, durable, and can be set up or dismantled in just a few hours, allowing the entire camp to move quickly. Nomadic life is simple, but it requires organization. Every family member has a role, from tending the animals to preparing food or fetching water. Among the most well-known groups are the Kasai, the Bakhtiari, and the Kashkai, each with their own language, clothing, music, and rituals. They preserve traditions passed from parent to child, keeping alive stories and customs that have withstood the test of time and the changes of the modern world. For them, the road is home, and the freedom of living close to nature is worth more than any comfort the city can offer. Among Iran's nomads, the day begins long before the sun rises. The first sounds are the crackle of the fire being lit and the jingling of bells tied around the animals' necks. Women rise early to make fresh bread, kneaded by hand and baked on hot griddles, while water boils for tea to warm the body and awaken the mind. The men head out to tend the herds, checking that every animal is healthy and ready for grazing. It's work that requires care and experience, as even a small oversight can mean the loss of an animal, and with it, part of the family's livelihood. Children also have their tasks, gathering firewood, fetching water, or keeping an eye on the young animals. The rhythm of life is set by nature. There are no clocks or alarms, only the need to use the coolest hours for the hardest tasks. By the time the sun finally peeks over the mountains, casting golden light and warming the tents, much of the work is already done, and the day continues with the same steady pace of effort and simplicity. Do you enjoy discovering the life of Iran's nomads? Every detail of this routine, full of challenges but also beauty and freedom, shows that living in motion, following the seasons, is something truly unique. And the best part is, there's still much more ahead. So leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, could you live like this, moving from place to place, caring for animals, and staying far from everything the city offers? Come with me, because we're going to see much more of this fascinating life in Iran's mountains and plains. For Iran's nomads, arriving and leaving is part of the natural cycle of life. When it's time to move on, everything happens quickly and in order, as if everyone knows exactly what to do. The wool tents are carefully dismantled, folded, and tied for the journey. Utensils, blankets, and food supplies are packed, while the animals are gathered and prepared to move. Before leaving, it's common for everyone to take one last look around. The pasture that fed the herd, the water source that quenched their thirst, the mountains that shielded them from the wind. All of it is left behind, but carried in memory. The mood is one of movement, but also farewell. That patch of land was part of the family's life for weeks or months, and they may never return to it. In a line, led by the most experienced, the group moves on slowly, with the animals in front and the landscape changing step by step. For them, there is no sadness in leaving. Every new destination promises fresh pastures, new stories, and another chapter in a journey that never ends. Among the nomads of Iran, food is not just sustenance, it's comfort, tradition, and energy for a full day's work, always prepared with simple ingredients grown, raised, or produced by the family itself. The meals carry the flavor of the land and the history of generations. In the cold of the mountains, hot soups are essential, made with vegetables, grains, and lamb meat. They not only warm the body, but also restore strength. Bread, baked on griddles or on the walls of improvised ovens, accompanies almost every meal, often used as a spoon. Dairy products from the herd's milk, such as cheese, yogurt, and butter, are always present, with variations depending on the tribe and the season. Tea, strong and piping hot, is a constant companion, whether at breakfast, during a work break, or in gatherings with neighbors from the camp. Each dish offers more than flavor. It holds memories and symbolizes unity. Eating together, often around a single tray, strengthens family and community bonds, turning every meal into a moment of human warmth, even in the coldest and loneliest landscapes. For Iran's nomads, animals are more than just a source of food or livelihood. They are part of the family and the foundation of nomadic life. From them come meat, milk, wool, and leather, so care is constant in every season of the year. The day begins and ends alongside the herd. Goats and sheep must be taken to suitable pastures, far from predators and close to water sources. In winter, when snow covers the grass, nomads rely on hay reserves stored since summer, ensuring that no animal goes hungry. Each species has its importance. Sheep and goats provide milk and wool, horses and donkeys help with transport, even dogs play a vital role, protecting the herd and guiding shepherds during long days. A sick or injured animal receives immediate attention, as its loss means not only an economic blow, but also a threat to the family's survival. The bond is so strong that many know each animal by name or by unique features. Caring for them is not just an obligation, but an act of respect and gratitude, because thanks to these companions, nomadic life remains possible. Among Iran's nomads, every gesture, garment, and celebration bears the imprint of centuries of history. Traditions are not just memories of the past. They are part of the present and guide daily life. From the way a carpet is woven to the music played at a celebration, everything is learned from elders and passed down as a treasure that cannot be lost. Colorful handmade clothing is not only protection against the elements, but also an expression of identity. Each tribe has its own patterns, colors, and embroidery that tell where a person comes from and which group they belong to. Festivals, often tied to the seasonal calendar, bring together music, dance, and traditional foods. They are moments of pause in the hard routine, where everyone celebrates together the harvest, the arrival of spring, or an important religious date. Even with the changes of the modern world, many of these traditions remain intact. They are the link between generations, keeping alive the sense of belonging and the certainty that wherever they go, these nomads carry a piece of their history and homeland. For Iran's nomads, nature is not just the place they live. It is their companion and at the same time their greatest challenge. They know the rhythm of the seasons like few others. They know when the rains will fill the rivers, when snow will cover the mountains, and which pastures will be green in spring. This connection is the result of centuries of observation and direct coexistence with the environment. Every decision of the day depends on nature. The place to set up camp must have water nearby and enough grass for the animals. The migration route is chosen according to the climate and terrain, avoiding dangers such as floods, avalanches, or unstable ground. Even food changes according to what the land offers each season. But this relationship is not just practical, it is also one of respect. Many nomads believe nature is sacred and that living in harmony with it is a duty. They use as few resources as possible, reuse everything they can, and leave the places they visit almost as they found them. This balanced coexistence ensures the continuity of a lifestyle that depends entirely on the strength and generosity of the earth. For Iran's nomads, family is the center of everything in a way of life where each day brings new challenges. The unity between parents, children, grandparents, and even distant relatives is what guarantees survival. There is no strict separation between generations. Everyone shares tasks and responsibilities. While elders pass on knowledge about the weather, animal care, and migration routes, the younger ones bring strength and energy to face the heaviest work. Meals, always prepared together, reinforce this bond. Eating around the same tray, sitting together on the tent floor, is not just a custom, it is a reminder that no one is alone. The stories told by the elders in these moments carry life lessons and memories of past times, teaching the younger ones the value of courage, patience, and respect for nature. Even during the long journeys between seasons, the family remains united, caring for one another and ensuring that everyone arrives safely. For them, true wealth is not found in material possessions, but in mutual support. This deep bond is what keeps the nomadic culture alive and gives meaning to every step along the way. For a nomadic child in Iran, life is a mix of freedom and responsibility from a very young age. The open fields are their playground, the mountains their amusement park, and the animals are often their first friends. Running over hills, playing with young animals, and accompanying parents in daily tasks are all part of the routine. But alongside the games come responsibilities. From an early age, they learn to care for the herds, fetch water, collect firewood, and help prepare meals. There is no clear separation between work and play. Many tasks become moments of learning and togetherness. School, when it exists, is simple and improvised, and not always nearby. Often, knowledge comes directly from the elders, stories told around the fire, lessons about the weather, the land, and caring for the animals. Growing up in the mountains means learning to respect nature and face challenges. It is a childhood without modern toys or technology, but rich in experiences and memories that shape character and keep nomadic traditions alive. Winter among the nomads of Iran is not just a cold season. It is a test of endurance. Temperatures can drop far below freezing, and icy winds cut through even the heaviest clothing. During this time, families descend from the mountains to lower regions, where the climate is slightly milder, though the cold is always present. The goat wool tent becomes the only shelter from snow and wind. Inside, the fire stays lit for most of the day, not only to provide warmth, but also for cooking and drying clothes and blankets. The smoke seeps into everything, creating a distinctive smell that accompanies daily life. Animals require extra care. It's necessary to ensure they have water and grass, which often means walking long distances to find enough food. On some days, snow covers everything, forcing nomads to feed the herd with reserves stored during summer. Despite the hardships, winter also brings moments of closeness. Families spend more time together telling stories, singing old songs, and sharing simple meals, using human warmth to face the harshest season of the year. Among Iran's nomads, almost everything used in daily life is made by their own hands. From clothing to tools, each object carries the work and dedication of its maker. Fabrics are made from sheep's wool, dyed with natural colors, and transformed into blankets, carpets, and garments that last for years. Women are the guardians of much of this knowledge. They spin, weave and sew, creating unique pieces that follow no industrial patterns. Every detail, a stitch, a color combination, can hold meaning, tell a story, or identify the tribe of origin. Men also contribute, crafting wooden, leather and metal utensils, as well as assembling and repairing the tents that shelter the family. Even the food, from bread to cheese, is made by hand, following techniques passed down through generations. This way of producing is not just tradition, it's necessity. Living far from cities, buying ready-made goods is rarely an option. Thus, making everything by hand preserves autonomy and ensures that every item has its own value and story. In an increasingly urban and connected world, nomadic life in Iran may seem distant or even impossible. However, for these communities, continuing to live this way is not only a cultural choice. It's a way to preserve their identity, freedom, and deep connection to nature. Herding and constant movement are part of ancestral knowledge passed down from generation to generation. They know the rhythm of the seasons, the mountain paths, and the secrets of the earth. That wisdom is not written in books or found on maps. It lives in experience, in careful observation, and in the collective memory of the tribe. Many nomads have had the chance to settle in towns or cities, but they did not adapt to the sedentary rhythm. For them, trading open land for fixed walls means losing independence and abandoning traditions that define who they are. Although they face difficulties such as extreme weather and distance from modern resources, the value they place on community, contact with nature and cultural heritage outweighs them all. For them, living this way means remaining free and faithful to a lifestyle that time has not been able to erase. And so, we come to the end of this journey through the daily life of Iran's nomads, a people who live in constant motion, carrying with them stories, traditions, and a worldview that resists the passage of time. Showing this reality is more than telling a beautiful story. It's documenting a part of the world that is slowly disappearing. If you've made it this far, it means this content touched you in some way. That's why I ask you, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's not just a gesture to help, it's what keeps this project alive and allows me to keep traveling to distant cultures to bring you stories you would hardly see anywhere else. And please tell me in the comments what caught your attention the most. Your opinion not only motivates me, but also helps me understand which stories you'd like to see in future journeys. From the heart, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.